All right. About 6 months ago, I started my very first journal. It came during a time where the world was sort of in a place of uncertainty, and it was at the start of quarantine, and we didn't really know what was happening. Writing in a journal, I feel like, really helped me get some mental clarity and just to sort of take a step back and say, okay, how are we feeling about this huge shift in life? And so I'm hoping that by videoing and by telling these same stories through a more visual medium, a future me will be able to reflect once again on what my life was like, what I was going through, and what it looked like as well. This means a lot to me, looking back on it now. And so I hope that I can do the same thing visually.
I have 2 places to go before class, and I have 30 minutes to do it. This is gonna be difficult. Hi. Yeah, this is where I pick up mail, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I got an email.
Oh, yeah. Can I see?
We did it. We made it on time. So I'm up here all by myself because if I'm within 30 feet of anyone, I have to be wearing my mask, and I want some clear audio. Keep in mind, wear a mask. Since I haven't uploaded in 2 years, I figure for this first video entry, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what's changed over the past 2 years since my last upload. Okay, things that have happened since last upload. First off, right off the bat, I came out as gay, so. That is, let's save their tower. Still going. I guess another thing that you should know happened is that I graduated high school. I successfully completed IB and AP projects, so we're all good there.
All right, so we didn't exactly explain to you what we're doing. Basically, we were assigned an IB project. It's our first IB project. It's for history. So we decided to make a little date and go do all of our IB project. Basically, the class before do.
Right.
And since I've graduated high school, I've now moved across the country from Virginia to California, and I'm now studying computer science at University of California, Berkeley. A couple of other things that have happened this past year that I wrote down in my physical diary were that, first off, I lost my little dog, Max. He passed away this past year. And I lost my little dog 3 days before the world sort of was flipped upside down, and that was on March 10th, 2020. Another thing that happened was on the 13th, I got to fly to my favorite city in the world, and that would be in Seattle, Washington. So I had this amazing trip to Seattle just a few days after my poor dog died, and it was an experience filled with high highs, but also processing grief. So that was another big thing that happened in my 2020. Another thing that comes with the diary entries are, of course, crushes on guys, which has happened this year and which has not been good. So that'll be fun to talk about through video now. But in order to sort of signify 2020, I thought it would be appropriate if I went blonde. So that's a new thing. I decided quarantine summer, quarantine hair, we got the blonde going on. And so, of course, I've now flown out to California. I'm now living my life as a full-on adult, doing adult things and dealing with adult problems and having to sort of break through a lot of barriers, but it's been okay so far. And lastly, the most recent crazy thing that's happened is I woke up to an orange sky in California here in Oakland, and you might have seen some photos of that on the news because it was insanity. So that's been my 2020 so far. This year has probably been the most eventful year of my life, so it sort of sucks that I wasn't able to document that through video for the past 6 months, but starting now, of course, that's what I'm going to be doing. So speaking of this visual diary, what is it going to look like? I don't know. We're gonna figure it out together. I have never tried this before, and what I don't want it to turn into is sort of just like a daily vlog. I feel like that's really boring. Who cares to watch my daily life here in California? A fifth of Americans live in California. I mean, it's not that crazy. But what I do find interesting and what I do think that I want to document on these sort of visual diaries is that I want to record a lot of what I've done and sort of approach a theme with each video, in the sense that my diary entries are usually written when I'm feeling happy or sad or conflicted or angry or in the spur of the moment, and they're very emotional, and so I want to convey that here visually. I think it's important that with each video there's sort of a theme, right? So if I'm doing good, then I'm doing good, and the video is about how life is good here. But if something comes up and I need some sort of outlet to talk to, I want this to be the visual format in which I do that. And so when the day comes where I'm swamped out of my mind, I'm stressed, there's going to be a video about that, and it should be open and honest, and it should be fully about that one thing. And so I guess all in all, I want each upload to be sort of like an entry in a diary. It'll cover a range of dates, it won't be one day, and I'm not striving for any sort of upload schedule. I just don't want to put any pressure on myself. This is really for me, and it's an extension of what I was already doing. And I think that's going to take us out for today. I think that's about the end. I hope you've enjoyed my little introduction here. Starting with the next video, we're going to kick into this visual diary. You know, I'm nervous, I'm excited. It's a lot of pressure filming in front of people, but it should be a fun experience, and if it's not, I will stop. So, till next time,